Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Happy to see you. Despite being a Neanderthal on stream and acting like a fool in my YouTube videos and shorts, what a lot of people might not know about me who watch me, or if you're seeing this for the first time, welcome, is I'm actually a experienced front-end developer. I have about 5 to 6 years of experience being a front-end developer, and I have built numerous websites, web applications, and so on and so forth. As such, I wanted to talk about a little website called Truth Social, based off of the tin. Um, I have a lot of opinions about Truth Social, and I have a lot of, and the website is based off of Twitter, but I am not here to discuss those. This is going to be a video purely describing, is Truth Social a good piece of software, and I'm going to be comparing it by and large to what it was based off of, Twitter. And I hope, and I'm going to be again keep the politics out of this, I'm going to be judging the developers here, not the users or the person who funded it. And I want to start by taking a look at the home pages. When we look at Twitter.com, we see a couple things. We see our like the most recent content down here. We the ability to tweet off the rip, pictures, GIFs, polls, emojis, scheduled a tweet, things of that nature. We have a personalized trending tab, that aggregates interest based off of like what they've learned about us, who we follow, what we tweet about, things we link out, things of that nature, and then a who to follow thing down here, as well as multiple different links, including Explorer, notifications, messages, bookmarks, lists, profiles, etc. As well as the ability, as no matter where we're on the site, the ability to tweet immediately, which then pulls up a handy little UI right there, which is cool. So we don't actually lose where we are on the page, which is awesome. Truth Social's homepage is very similar. Not exactly. I haven't been able to see for the life of me if there's any. I haven't been able to see for the life of me if there's any different, what's it called, messaging capabilities or things like that. It's very rudimentary, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. You have your different things on the side here. Similar, your settings, your profile. There's no profile down here at the bottom like you do have with Twitter, which allows you to switch accounts easily. You have your main page. You have your trends, you have your people to follow, and then you have another thing here between your sending out your truths, and you have following a list of all the people you follow, which is interesting. A couple things I want to note, at least as far as the homepage is concerned. The first glaring, at least for me, is that when you send something out, these are called truths. They're truths. So what I'm curious about is why, when I click compose, it comes up with a truth. Why is it not called a truth? This is less of a This is more of a nitpick from a professional standpoint rather than an actual genuine design issue. What is a genuine design issue is something that I was testing beforehand that I would have to delete a bunch of things and be a pain in the ass. Basically, on Twitter, when you go down your recommend, you can hit every single one of those in succession. No issue, no problem. Everything's a-okay. That's perfectly fine and dandy. When you do that on Truth Social, the backend server can't keep up. So let me put this in layman's terms. The things that when you click follow on a bunch of people at once, and you just go down the list really quickly, like 5, 10, 15 people, and you do it in the course of like under 10 seconds, the server, the back end either doesn't process it or takes a long time to process it. It took about a minute for all the people I followed to be properly in-queued, and even then some people I did follow reverted to being unfollowed again. So that is one design flaw nitpick that I feel like is not good, but it shows a inability for the service to handle a bunch of things, at least from one user at once. This next thing I want to talk about here is the trending. So I feel like the trends tab here is less of a product of lack of attempt. It's not let me use my English words. When you have a personalized feed of trending things that matter to you, I have gaming stuff, some political stuff, some like nerdy stuff, all sort of encapsulating my like the groups I follow, the people I tweet about, the links I think is very emblematic of my it is very emblematic of my feed. I do now. I think that the trending feed here is it could be we only get three things, and when you click refresh, it turns into other things in correspondence, and there could be. And the reason why I think this is why there aren't as I don't know why there's only three things in the trending tab to start, but I think that the lack of a For You trending is a combination of a handful of things. One, you don't have as large of a user base by far. You know, for Christ's sake, you know, regular show has over 4,000 tweets, and you in the highest trend that I've seen so far through refreshing was FBI corruption, and that only had just over 1,000. Second, it could also be the fact that True Social is kind of like has certain types of people talking about certain types of things, and there's really not a lot of promotion of other types of content as far as I've seen, and if there is, it is blatantly overshadowed by a lot of news. A lot of conservative leaning news, things of that nature. And fourth, I think it could just be they don't have it programmed whatsoever. They could just have the things that the most people are talking about on the website, and that's just what's posted. Which, if that's the case, that's kind of rough. Because I feel like you can't judge a social media service or anything similar based off of peak hours. You would base it off of off hours, and I'm recording this during a traditional off hour for services like these. It's like early afternoon on a Wednesday. I will say though, and this is one thing which True Social does that I think is a really cool and nice feature that should be added to Twitter but isn't, and that is if you look to the sides of the trends here, and I'll zoom in just a little bit so everybody can see. You'll see here on the side that there are these little lines next to every trend, and they update depending on what trends are here. These show how the rate of what people are texting these at, and I personally think that whoever decided to put this as a feature is my kind of guy. That is a brilliant little feature that seems kind of inconsequential, but like looking at this is like and like seeing like the rates of how people are tweeting at it. It's a really, really nice thing, and honest to God should be something like that Twitter should absolutely adopt. That's just my personal opinion. The profile page, by contrast, is fairly simple. You can have a banner, you can have a thing. I decided not to just because fuck it. And there's really not much to say here. It's really similar to how Twitter is anyways. Maybe a little smoother. I think judging by they might have used React to build this. I could be, don't quote me on that. But regardless, I do think that nothing like the profile pages are fine. I don't know what I think up here that they had added a thing that like shows like a little scroller of like the media you've posted, which is cool. Like so if we click outdoor here, we'll have like a bunch of little things on like of things that they posted video wise. Their truths and replies look like just it's fine. I do appreciate the grid style I do appreciate the grid style as opposed to the just the link of all the tweets. That's actually another thing I will say. They took the design philosophy from Instagram, and at least for the media added that there. I think that's a that it personally is a excellent that's a excellent thing as well. Although I think, and at the same time though, that is not the default. I think either. I think that person had that as Jesus. So far, I will say that like design wise, there are options here on True Social. For example, you have different themes. You have this which makes switching between light and dark mode significantly easier, which I am personally appreciative of, because God knows that when I log into a website and I do not want to deal with getting hit by rays of sun, having that quickly is really really good. As far as settings goes, yeah, it's just relatively simple. Nothing too out there. I will say though, I wanted to talk about like some rare design principles. I think the purple scheme for dark mode is a little wishy-washy. I can't say I'm necessarily a fan. I like black and white being used as that, and frankly, God, I forget how bright this is. Sorry for anybody watching who's used to dark mode and getting brained out of nowhere, but that's my apologies. I think that the app itself feels a little, it doesn't feel like it has any personality itself. It feels like someone just took some Angular cards and, did a NG4 for your feed and called it a day. Which, no hate, but I don't know. It is a little hard. I will say though, despite being and this is kind of like some final thoughts. Despite True Social kind of like being a knockoff Twitter, they did actually embody some things that I gotta give credit where credit is due. Like I think they genuinely did a pretty damn good job of fucking doing their thing. Adding the option of like Instagram liked media squares and doing all of that. I think that was generally a good idea, as well as having the little lines. There's some small design principles there that I think are really, really good. But are those worth being on the website? I don't think so. Personally, though, I gotta give the designers credit where credit is due. It's stable. It's got different features from Twitter that I would argue are better. And they didn't, and I gotta give props. They did pretty good with it. I'm not gonna use the fucking app. Hell no. I'm gonna probably do a video at some point in the future, getting turbo banned by Truth Social as quick as possible. But as a developer, I gotta give 2 claps to the people who made it. You were probably underpaid, contracted out, and sure as shit. Didn't get paid when the hell you're supposed to, but my God, you did a damn good job with what you had, and I got to give credit where credit's due. So, True Social is at least from a front end perspective at first glance, it ain't that bad. I gotta give credit where credit's due. I still prefer Twitter just because it's an older application, it's more stable, it's more feature complete, it's fine. But I think Twitter could probably a couple features could have been. The design team probably could make a couple tickets for features to throw up on Twitter as well. But that's just me. Regardless. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for watching this video. If you guys want me to analyze other websites, other games, UIs, like from a UI developer perspective, I would love to do that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Let me know down in the comments if that's something you're interested in. A big fucking thank you to all of the patrons you see on screen before you right now. All of these people support the show for as little as $1 a month. And I want to say a big thanks to you for making it to the end of this video. Drop a like if you liked it. Drop a dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you want to see more of my fugly face on your feed. And if you really want to, have me like you, hit the bell icon. I'd advise against it a little bit. I do be a little spammy because I post a shit ton of things, but who knows? You might like that if you're a masochist. Regardless, thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you bunches, and I will let you guys go with the illustrious beats of the great Villainous Styles.